Welcome, and thanks for being here. I'm Carla, Director of Education Initiatives. Before we get started, I'm going to offer a few tips so you can make the most out of the presentation. First of all, feel free to ask questions at any time by typing them into the questions or chat section of your Zoom control panel. I'll get to as many of them as possible at the end of the presentation, but if I don't get to answer your question, you'll hear from us by email. But we also encourage you to reach out to us. The NeedyMeds contact information will be provided throughout the webinar and at the end. We really do rely on user feedback, so please take a moment to complete the survey at the end of the webinar. And of course, if you enjoy this webinar and feel like you walked away learning some important information about healthcare savings with NeedyMeds, please spread the word and share it with everybody. So with today's presentation, I'm going to talk about what NeedyMeds is and the healthcare savings resources we offer. We'll also talk about the drug discount card. I'll share other resources we have and some simple ways to stay in touch with us. So let's dive right in with what is NeedyMeds. We're a national nonprofit founded more than 25 years ago, and on your screen is our mission statement. But simply put, we connect people to healthcare savings. And we do that free and anonymously through our helpline, 1-800-503-6897, and our website, NeedyMeds.org. So let's talk about where to find those healthcare savings resources on our site and what they are. So users visit NeedyMeds.org to find medication savings. So right on the homepage, you will see a search drugs field. That's where you type in the brand or generic drug name to find or be connected with healthcare savings resources is available. For example, I'll demonstrate by searching for a brand name drug, Abilify. Now, as you begin to type in the name of the drug, the field will self-populate and a matching list will result. So I will show the second I'm going to just choose the second hyperlink down, and I would do that by clicking on it because they are all hyperlinks. And when I click on it, it will bring me to a page which will display all medications named or containing the name Abilify. I also want to take a moment to point out the icon key right at the top. These icons are for drug savings, such as the $4 generic drug programs, coupons, rebates, and more. And these I will explain a little bit later on. These icons also will show you if there's further educational information about your meds, such as support pages, which offer links to the product website for additional resources, drug videos, which offer information on prescribing, as well as patient package insert details and medication guides. And that's an icon for additional drug information. With those, you'll be redirected to drugs.com, which has current and reliable information on more than 24,000 prescription drugs, over-the-counter meds, and products. But I want to take a moment to showcase our patient assistance or prescription assistance programs, because these are by far one of the most popular reasons people visit NeedyMeds.org or reach out to our expert helpline counselors. So on the right, there are those icons you can see. And for example, an icon, I'm going to go ahead and click on the first option of Abilify. And right next to that, you will see that there is an icon indicating that there is at least one prescription assistance program available, which is a hyperlink. So if I click on that hyperlink, it'll direct me to a page that shows all of the prescription assistance programs available for Abilify. Now, for those of you not familiar, prescription assistance programs are usually supported by pharmaceutical companies and offer free or deeply discounted prescription drugs, usually name brand, to those that qualify. Basically, if you're looking for help affording a brand name drug, you'll want to begin your search with patient or prescription assistance programs because they offer the most savings. So let's go ahead and take a look at that program supported by the Health Wealth Foundation. So let's say I went ahead and clicked on that, which is a hyperlink. This page will appear. Don't worry about seeing all that text. I'm going to go through what you're looking at on your screen. It's really tiny, but this is a snapshot of what a prescription assistance program page looks like on the NeedyMeds website. And I hope you all agree, once we go through this, that all of the information you need about the program is now right on your screen. So always right at the top, you will find the name of the program and the contact information. You'll want to be sure to direct any questions you have about the program to the program itself, not NeedyMeds. Right under that, you will find the application section. And that, I jumped ahead. Let's return to that application section. So that's pretty much where you'll always find a PDF of the application. You just click on it, and again, a PDF will pop up. And that's the case here. You may be able to see that that's a hyperlink. In rare cases, when electronic and a PDF or an electronic version of the application is not listed, and again, that's rare. Instead, there'll be a hyperlink to a page where you can find more information about how to obtain that application. Underneath that, you will find the medication list. This section lists all of the medications covered by this program. Now, each program does have their own eligibility guidelines. Now, although the guidelines do change with every program, they are almost always based on insurance coverage, residency, and income. Right next to that, you will find details about the application, like how and if your provider needs to be involved. Usually a provider will need to at least sign the application. And you'll also find other details like, for example, the program's decision timeframe, for instance. The medication section will show you how and where you will receive the meds. And at the bottom is the additional information section. That's important because that's where we put all of the pertinent information that does not fall neatly into the other categories. Now, of course, that was a lot of information. So again, type in any questions you may have, and I'll do my best to get to all of them at the end. And remember, our call center counselors are here to help at 1-800-503-6897. And it's worth mentioning that all of our presentations, webinars, and videos are recorded and uploaded to the NeedyMeds YouTube channel, so you can refer back to them and watch at your convenience. So let's go ahead and return to the NeedyMeds homepage because I'd like to demonstrate how to search for savings for generic drugs. Now, how you do that is you begin the same way you did for looking for brand name drugs, which is you choose the search drugs option and you type in the drug name. So let's say I'm looking for help affording a medication named gabapentin. As you can see, just like we did earlier, you begin to type in the name of the generic drug. And again, the field will self-populate and that matching list will result for all drugs with medication named gabapentin or containing gabapentin. So let's say I click on that first option. Again, those are all hyperlinks. And the page listing with all the cost savings and available information for gabapentin will result. At the top, you will see, I jumped ahead again, but at the very top, you will see those icons again. And if you look on the right-hand side, those icons appear, again, telling you what cost savings are available, if any, and whether there's more information about the medication through support pages, drug videos, or additional information. So as an example, the second option down reads gabapentin capsule. You can see my red box has just circled the icon that indicates that the gabapentin capsule is available through the $4 generic drug discount program. That program is a listing of all pharmacies that offer generic medications at a discounted price. Another great way to save on generic meds is through our coupons, rebates, and more, which will connect you to discounted over-the-counter drugs, generics, prescription meds, and medical supplies. So I'm going to go ahead and return back to the home page to show you how to find other savings resources. Now, right next to that search drugs option, you'll clearly see that there's a search programs option. And if you click on that, a list of all the cost savings programs that we have on NeedyMeds.org will appear. You actually can find the same list of cost savings by returning to that home page and clicking on that Healthcare Savings tab. And when you do that, all of those same categories will pop up. The top left-hand side is all the ways to save on medications. That's where you can find those prescription assistance programs that we just reviewed by clicking on the brand name drugs. That's where you can find savings for generic drugs by clicking on that generic name hyperlink. And you will also find a link to the $4 generic drug discount programs. And again, those programs list all pharmacies that offer generic medications at a discounted price. The bottom left, you can find that coupons, rebates, and more category, which we already covered. And you can search in that category more specifically by product name or by category, which actually means diagnosis. So we already talked about what those categories are and the savings they provide. So let's talk about the others. On NeedyMeds.org, we're proud to let you know you can also search very easily for convenient, free, low-cost sliding scale medical, dental, mental health, and substance use disorder clinics. There's also a number of ways where you can search for savings according to a diagnosis. On the top middle, check out those diagnosis information pages, which provide savings for those living with or caring for someone living with a specific diagnosis. But they also have a ton of information that is reliable and up to date about a specific diagnosis. I particularly think those diagnosis information pages are helpful to those that have been newly diagnosed. In that same box, you will also find our very popular diagnosis-based assistance programs, which offer savings for any healthcare-related expense that is not a medication, but related to a diagnosis. Now, if you or your family, patients, or clients have been impacted by the pandemic, visit that COVID-19 Resource Center right in the middle. It's full of programs for those still experiencing financial hardships and struggling with healthcare expenses due to the coronavirus. We've been told by our users that oftentimes getting to and from a doctor can cause its own financial burden. So check out our medical transportation section for help with, obviously, medical transportation costs. We also have categories for camps, retreats, recreational programs, and educational scholarships for people of all ages living with specific diagnoses. The government program sections list government-funded healthcare programs in your state, as well as pretty exhaustive information for Medicare recipients. And then, of course, is our NeedyMeds drug discount card. The drug discount card, which I'd like to spend some time talking about it. And before I jump into that, a reminder, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in and I'll get to those as best as I can at the end. So, okay, the NeedyMeds drug discount card offers users that are not using insurance to save or lower the cost on the price of their medications. The user simply takes the card to the pharmacy with the prescription to save. The NeedyMeds drug discount card can be used to save up to 80% off the cash price of prescription medications. You can use it to save on over-the-counter medications and supplies as long as they're written as prescriptions. And you can even use the NeedyMeds drug discount card to save on human equivalent pet meds, as long as you pick them up at the People Pharmacy. The NeedyMeds drug discount card is free and safe to use because it's anonymous. We do not track the user's personal data, so confidentiality is guaranteed. And since it's anonymous, the same card can be shared with friends, loved ones, or neighbors. Our card is ready to go. There is no registration, no enrollment, and no activation needed. And there are also no residency requirements. I'm happy to share that the NeedyMeds drug discount card is accepted at more than 65,000 pharmacies nationwide. So, a common question we get, and you may be asking this yourself, is who can use the NeedyMeds drug discount card? And the simple answer is anyone. The only rule is it cannot be combined with insurance. So, if you're uninsured, use the card anytime. If you do have insurance, you may choose to use the card instead. And you may do that if, for example, your medication isn't covered under your insurance, you find yourself in a coverage gap. Maybe you have a high copay. Maybe you have a really high deductible. Or maybe you've exceeded a cap for drug coverage. So now, you must now be wondering, where can I get a card? Well, you may recall that you saw a link to our drug discount card page under the Healthcare Savings tab. It was on the bottom right. But you can also see that on our homepage on the right-hand side, you'll see our drug discount card image and a link right under there to get one. All of these drug discount card links will take you to the same page, which is our drug discount card page, where if you need a card right away, go ahead and click on that "Need it right now" question, and that's where you can print out the downloadable PDF. And this is what it looks like. The card at the top to be cut out and details at the bottom. Now, how else can you request a drug discount card? Well, on that drug discount card page, you can also order one or more than one online with our subscription. You can send an email to info@needymeds.org. You can request one or a few from our call center counselors. Our mailing address is actually on that drug discount card page, so you can send us a self-addressed stamped envelope and we'll drop one in the mail for you. And if your budget allows, you can make a $5 donation and we'll ship one out right to you. Reminder again about those questions. You can type them into that chat or question section of your Zoom panel. Because now I'd like to move on so I can share those other resources I promised. Now, we do have free packets we can mail to you, including our popular brochures, drug discount cards, and handouts. We can schedule an interactive presentation for you, your group, or your staff. And we also offer a number of partnership opportunities, including a free customized drug discount card with your business's name and logo. We also host additional websites that I hope prove useful to you. First of all, we have Be MedWise, which has educational information on the safe use, storage, and disposal of meds for better health. SafeNeedleDisposal.org will show you how and where to safely throw away home-generated sharps. And Plan for Passing On is a website designed to help you plan for your death as well as the passing of a loved one. Now I'd like to take a moment to share easy ways you can stay in touch with us. We encourage you to register for other upcoming webinars, subscribe to our NeedyMeds YouTube channel, our blog, our e-newsletters, e-announcements, and e-alerts. And of course, we are on social media, and I'm happy and excited to tell you NeedyMeds is now on TikTok. So check that out because it's a fun page. Okay, so let's get to those questions coming in. I see a bunch, so I'm going to do my best to get to as many as possible. And as I get to those questions, I want to put up our contact information as promised. Please visit NeedyMeds.org to familiarize yourself with all of the healthcare savings resources we offer. Don't hesitate to reach out to one of our expert helpline counselors. That phone number is 1-800-503-6897. And our counselors are available weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Eastern time because we are located in Massachusetts. And I'm also happy to share we do have Spanish-speaking counselors. You can always reach out to us via email at info@needymeds.org. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook. So let's get to those questions. One of the ones that came in earlier was, how can I use the drug discount card to save on pet meds? And I'm so happy that came in. So I'm happy to share that on our calendar events or which is on the home page of our website, also under that education tab, right next to the healthcare savings tab on NeedyMeds.org, you will find a link to upcoming webinars. And again, that calendar events on the bottom right-hand side will show upcoming webinars. And we do try and populate that calendar with a very brief webinar. It's 10 to 15 minutes that explains everything you need to know, really simple, about how to use the NeedyMeds drug discount card to save on human equivalent pet meds. I also mentioned our NeedyMeds YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and mention that now, because if you're like me, I tend to sign up for webinars in advance. And then unfortunately, when the date and time approaches, my schedule doesn't allow for it. And we understand that at NeedyMeds. So we're sure to record all of our webinars, presentations, and videos and upload them to the NeedyMeds YouTube channel so you can watch them at your convenience and never miss out. And we do have a pre-recorded video about how to save on pet meds using the drug discount card on the NeedyMeds YouTube channel. So please check that out. Thanks. Another question that came in, a question we get regularly, is how does NeedyMeds support itself? And that's a great and important question. So NeedyMeds receives funding from a number of sources. Like nonprofits, we do rely on grants. Let's see, we sell Pack Tracker, which is a software designed to help eliminate the administrative burden of manually submitting and tracking patient assistance program applications. So if you are a clinic or a provider who has staff that spends a ton of time submitting and tracking those prescription assistance program or PAP applications, drop us an email at info@NeedyMeds, and we're happy to provide you more information about PAP Tracker. And we're happy to schedule a demonstration for you and your team. Let's see, we also support ourselves by syndication of our information, by advertising on our website, by partnering with pharmaceutical manufacturers to help them establish and operate their own prescription assistance program. And as a nonprofit, we do rely on donations. So if you have a bit of room in your budget, we'd love it if you came aboard as a donor. Every dollar truly does make a difference. Thanks for the question. So let's see, another one that came in, actually, this question came in a bunch of different ways, but it's all really asking the same question, which is, where can I find savings options for costs related to a diagnosis? And that's a really important question. A lot of people turn to NeedyMeds to get help affording a specific medication or to save on a specific medication, whether it's a prescription or generic or brand or over the counter. But many people also turn to NeedyMeds to find help for all costs related to a diagnosis that can include but would not be limited to medication. For example, I always use diabetes as an example, because not only is that such a common diagnosis in our country, but it's a great example of a diagnosis that oftentimes requires a lot of expense in addition to medications. Oftentimes, those living with this diagnosis need help affording needles and syringes, disposal devices for those needles, measuring devices, assistive technology, etc., etc. So to find all savings for costs related to diagnoses, there's a number of categories on NeedyMeds.org that allows you to search by diagnosis. And again, all these categories can be found under that Healthcare Savings tab right on the homepage of NeedyMeds.org. And those categories that allow you to search by diagnosis are the coupons, rebates, and more category, diagnosis information pages, diagnosis-based assistance programs, medical transportation costs, retreats, camps, recreational programs, educational scholarships, and state-sponsored programs. Thanks so much for the question. So let's get to one more question, because I do want to be conscious of everybody's time. And I will stress that if I didn't get the chance to answer your question, you will hear from myself or the NeedyMeds team via email as soon as we can. But if you do need a more immediate response, visit NeedyMeds.org and don't hesitate to reach out to our expert helpline call centers. And the phone number is on your screen, 1-800-503-6897. So let's get to that last question, which is, where can I find partnership opportunities like a customized drug discount card with my business's name on it? So I'm so glad this came up, because this is really a great partnership opportunity. So right on the homepage, next to that Healthcare Savings tab, is the Education tab. I mentioned that before because under that tab is where you can find upcoming webinars. But under that Education tab, you will find a section for partnering with us. And under that is a link to the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card Partnership. And that will explain everything you need to know about how to become a NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card partner, which includes us creating a drug discount card, a plastic version, and a PDF version with your business's or organization's name and logo. So check that out. There is also, under that Education tab, a resources for you section where you can sign up for all of those subscriptions I covered a little bit ago when I was talking about easy ways to stay in touch. Under that resources for you, you can also request that we mail out to you drug discount cards and our handouts and printed materials. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. We'll reach out via email if I didn't get a chance to answer your question, and please stay in touch with us. Visit our site, give us a call, follow us on social media, which again includes TikTok now. And if you are able, come aboard as a donor. Every dollar helps us forward our mission of connecting people with essential healthcare savings resources. Thanks so much for your time, and have a happy and healthy rest of the day.